All right, good afternoon, and thank you for joining our webinar this month. The topic is how to conduct group training and how to enter these people into your reports. Everybody here is muted today, and if you have any questions, feel free to type those in the chat box option that you see on your screen, and we will address those at the end of the webinar. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with this screen. This is the home page of Healthcare Interactive. When you click on the My Account tab, that will bring you into your account where you can view all of your user tracking and conduct the group training. So at the very bottom of the Healthcare Interactive website, I'll let this load. It's taking its time. There we go. Before we jump in, I want to direct you to the FAQ page, which is at the very bottom of the website. If you scroll down, you'll see the FAQ link down here. If you go ahead and click on that, there are some anchors at the top. You click on group training, that will bring you to the page, the correct spot on the FAQ page, where this will have all of the instructions on how to conduct a group training session, how to print certificates for completers, as well as the required sign-in form will be here for you to print off. So under number 1, you'll see printer helpful group training sign-in form here. We'll pull up a PDF. I would just say print off a handful of these, have them on hand so that whenever you do conduct a group training session, you can have these readily available. Anyone who is an attendee of a session will need to fill in all of their information on this sign-in form so that you have the information to transfer over into the report as soon as they are done. I have heard in the past that auditors may ask for proof of attendance of people who have done group training sessions. So hang on to these sign-in forms, file them away in your cares folder at work so that you can pull these in case you ever need to refer back as well. Number 2 is step-by-step instructions for group training. We're going to go over the instructions on how to do group training on this webinar, but these are always nice to have on hand just as a refresher on how to do this. Go ahead and print off these instructions, keep them on hand, and refer back to them whenever you need. And then number 3 is how to enter staff into the system and print their training certificates once they complete. So again, these are step-by-step instructions on how to do that. We will be going over how to do that in this session, but nice to have on hand as well as refer back to these. Again, you can always find these on the FAQ page as well. So once you're logged into your account, you'll see all of the licenses that you've purchased. Now this is a complete catalog license here. Some of you may just have basics. Some of you may have basics with a bundled program. But at any rate, the user functionality for an administrator is the same on all licenses. So we're gonna just look at basics today. In the second from right column is the group training. There's going to be a manage button there. If you click on manage, it's going to pull up a page where you can do a student search. This is, you can use this student search for an employee if they have logged into the training before. If they are a brand new user, you're starting with module 1, you will not be able to find them in this student search option. So for example, say I'm searching for Daffy Duck. It's going to tell me that the user is not found. So I'm going to have to go in and add Daffy Duck to my reports. Now, the columns with the red asterisk, those are the only required fields. So essentially, you're taking the information from the sign-in form that we talked about earlier, and you're transferring the data into this user information form where then you can add them in. I'm going to say this is a direct care worker. Continue. Now, the next page that pulls up will be you'll be able to choose which module they completed in that group training session. So we allow for what is called blended training. And so even though the CARES dementia training programs are all online, you can do them individually. You can also do them in a group training session. You can do group training sessions by modules. So say you just wanted to do modules 1 and 2 in a group training session, and you're assigning your staff members or students to do 3 and 4 at home. So Daffy Duck completed sessions 1 and 2 today. At the bottom down here, I need to certify that I have in-person training documentation. And I'll push continue. And those that will complete the modules that the user has completed. And if you go back, I'm going to click on View Reports under the User Report section. And you'll see that Daffy Duck is now entered into the reports. He's completed modules 1 and 2. And this little icon up here will tell us that this account was generated through the group training feature. If it does not have that icon, that means that person is doing the training individually. Now, say you do another session to complete, to have Daffy Duck fully complete the training, you can go back in to the Manage Users, search the user, start typing in the first few letters of their name. It will pull up their name in a drop-down menu. And now Daffy Duck has completed modules 3 and 4 in today's session. This session was completed February 27th. Again, you'll need to click that I certify you have in-person training documentation button there, and then you push complete. And from there, now you're going to see that you can print the completion certificate for that user. So there you go. Again, you can do blended training. Daffy Duck could have done a module on their own at home, on their own computer, iPad, or you can do blended training. You can do training sessions all in one sitting. You can do it by module, just do hour training sessions, whatever is the easiest for you. So that is how to enter users in who have completed a group training session. Now let's go over how to sign in as into a group training session. So say you have a class of 5-10 people, it doesn't matter the size. You're going to sign in under your product key, log in. You're going to sign in as a new user, okay? For every group training session, you'll be a new user. And this is also on, this information is also on that helpful group training instructions that you find on the FAQ page. You're going to put the date of the group training, and then you'll fill in this information here. This can be your email address. It can be an administrator's email address, front desk info at email address, doesn't matter. It's just to register. We'll put admins only, group training. It'll pull up the disclaimer. And so essentially what you're doing is you're logging into the training just as you would as an individual. and you can have just a couple people huddled around the computer, or you can have, you can project this onto a projector screen or hook it up to a TV. However you want to conduct it is fine, just as long as you have that sign-in form for the attendees that are in that session. And then once you're done with the group training session, then you're going to go in and you'll enter in those users, as I just showed you how to do that, with the manage button under that group training feature under your administration system. And that is that. Really simple. Again, all the instructions can be found on the FAQ page. There's a few PDFs with step-by-step instructions. There's that helpful sign-in form that you can print off and use for every session that you conduct. And that is, that's that. I will open it up for questions now with just a really quick webinar. We've got just a couple minutes left. Feel free to go ahead and type that into the Q&A session if anybody has any questions. Okay, I am not seeing any questions. If something pops up, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, 952-928-7722, or you can email me directly. This is Casey at cadams@hcinteractive.com, and I'm more than happy to help if anybody has any questions or would like to log into your personal account and go through it again. I'm happy to do that. I think that's all that we have for today. This session was recorded and will go on our website under the webinar section for you to refer back to if you need. Have a great afternoon.